Meanwhile, before shit up in the restaurant went waitresses gone wild. Well, T was up in the spot with Hope. Had B-Mickie come up in that piece, Told him to take his damn clothes off. Made him strip down to his tighty whities, They don't trust his ass. And T tell B-Mickie he need him and Hoop to keep eyes on someone whose loyalty is suspect as hell right now. And they get to following Markesha ass, who they find coming up out the prison. They catch her on a Boom visit. Boom was up in the clink, mind on his honey, honey on his mind. Boom was all about some ass. He like, I can't wait until you can break me off a piece of that Kit Kat, little boo. God damn, I can smell it. She like, and I can't wait till you find me another cat who wants some wholesale drugs. She all about the drugs. She tell him, goddamn, Isaac Roberts almost had her ass up in here with him. She up in there talking about the boys been asking about you, lying her ass off. She ain't even seen them little motherfuckers. Hell, we ain't seen them kids since the first season we seen Markesha, Them kids stay at their grandmama's. Markesha just be passing through and shit, Shit, I forgot Markesha even had kids. Then they get to watching her a little more, B-Mickie and Hoop. Catch her ass coming out of a restaurant with that arrogant ass cop Vince, the one T had beef with, Was a little handsy with Markesha too, They like, oh, Markesha ain't shit. And they get back and tell T. And T break B-Mickie off with the money he need for his daughter's surgery. This mofo B-Mickie was back in the game, wasn't he? Shit, the Flenorys had his ass straight. Like a day or so ago, Lucille had hit him off with some dizzo from the benevolent fund. This cat B-Mickie had a little stack, didn't he? And at some point, T come back to the loo, looking forward to connecting with Loco. But Meech like, that ain't gonna happen. Like, I already met with him, player. T wanna have some of his folks from the D up in the loo, cause he don't trust Pusha. But Meech like, nah, he good with Pusha. He wanna keep the focus of they crew in the A and in the D. Tells him if this music thing gonna work, well, they gonna need J Pusha help. And they head over to J Pusha's spot, Get the smoking, drinking that Henny out the bottle. Pusha got his goddamn little brother Carter doing odd jobs for his ass. This mofo moving pinball machines around and shit, with a messed up goddamn finger, Got his ass doing 10 finger assignments, when this motherfucker only got 9 good fingers. Carter struggling, hating Pusha ass, for what he put him through, T come in, tell Pusha about the chain of command, Pusha sold all them drugs, ain't tell nobody, just went and sold them. And Meech backed T up, surprisingly. Some point they leave out, get to going to a gambling spot on a riverboat. And that's where they meet up with Loco. Pusha start trying to talk to Loco, But Meech doing all the talking, even for Loco. Like, stop playing, mofo, I see you. Trying to get close to my plug, don't even play it. Ain't nobody talking to my plug. You can see him, but this motherfucker don't talk. All of a sudden, the Moors come in, start messing with young Carter. With him about his finger and Carter ain't feeling these cats at all, the goddamn Moors. Ain't feeling this little predicament he in with this finger situation, due to his brother's dealings and happenings. All this mofo wanted to do is play some goddamn ball. Now he can't even do that. His finger up. And he getting teased about it, constantly reminded that now he got a little disability because of his brother. This mofo drunk, bothered, high, all the things, and they piece up out of there. And he catch a ride with T, and they get a little rap, Carter get to complaining about Pusha ass, how much he hate Pusha. And they connect on getting caught up in they brother's shit, like the other brother is the one that got all the shit going on, and they just happen to fall victim to their brother's shit. Then a drunk ass Carter fall asleep, like I'm about to do. And as everybody else go about their business, well, Pusha get on his, and at some point meets up with Loco and Javier out at a plane. They expecting Meech, but they get J Pusha. They like, where the is Meech? Pusha like, his head ain't in the game. He done left town. You got me to deal with. And he tell him he just wanted to meet him, suggest they get some business popping without Meech. They looking at him like this mofo. They tell him first impressions is everything. They like, we seen how you move to work. Pusha thinking they feeling his ass. But they really letting him know that they see his ambition. Cause here he is, behind his man Meech back, snaking, being a lowly snake. Listen, f***ing around in them streets, well, you could get it f***ed up, thinking there's one way with a cat, with a crew, but it's the other. Like Marlo once stated from The Wire, fuck around and find your ass slumped over, up in the game. Don't get it twisted.